Hello everyone, and welcome to this next video in my SensePlayer series. This is Rich Yamamoto, and it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I apologize for that. But today, we are going to take a look at the new features in software version 2.0. This came out on Tuesday, August 8th. And I'm recording this on Saturday, August 12th. And it's got a load of things that we need to cover. We have improvements to the media player and the document reader and the daisy player, for one. We have the updated API for Bookshare using Bookshare API 2.0. Which allows for access to, I believe, the human-read or human-narrated audiobooks, as well as the ability to download in different formats. We also have chapter navigation in the podcasts program, and the media player if the MP3 file supports chapters. We also have the ability to organize the web radio. So you can organize your stations if you want in the order that you would like. We also have improvements to the recordings, basically some general fixes in there, and I think some other things as well. And finally, they included the mobile screen reader that was discussed in previous webinars and previous demonstrations. On the HIMS YouTube channel, which I will link in the description, the HIMS YouTube channel. There's HIMS Incorporated, and HIMS International. And the one that had the webinar from ACB is the HIMS channel. I don't know if HIMS Incorporated is still being updated. I'm not really sure what happened to that channel, but I think they just created a new one and are calling it HIMS, and it just kind of has both HIMS Incorporated and HIMS International content, and so that's kind of where we're at. So I'm really excited to get into this, and without further ado, let's dive into the SensePlayer main menu. I'm going to unlock the device here.
File manager.
Okay, that was me just trying to turn up the volume. It is as loud as it will go, and you heard the SensePlayer wake up, and you heard it connect to Wi-Fi. So what happens now, I don't know if this is a bug or a feature, but I kind of like it. It now will disconnect from the Wi-Fi when you put it into sleep mode, and once you do that, when you wake it up, it will just automatically reconnect. So it doesn't stay connected all the time now. It disconnects when you put it to sleep, which I think is kind of cool. I would like there to be an option where you could choose how that all works, but that's still really cool. So we're at the file manager. We're gonna navigate down.
Media player.
We have the media player. Sounds familiar.
Daisy player. Document reader. FM radio. OCR. Web radio. Podcasts. Library services. Utilities. Settings. All apps.
All apps. This is the final option in the main menu, and we will cover this later. I want to cover some of the other features first, and then we will look at all apps at the end of this demonstration. So what we're going to do first is go to the media player, and I'm going to do that by actually opening a folder in the file manager. So I'm going to go to the file manager and press the number 1.
File manager. Flash disk list item.
And we have flash disk
SD list item.
and SD. So we're going to go to the SD card.
Alarms list item. Android list item. APKs list. Audio tutorials list item. Audiobooks list item. Bookshare list item. Daisy list item. Documents list. Download list item. This stuff list item.
we're going to go down to
Movies list
music.
item. Notification. Using list item. A Great Big World list item. Adele list item. Alan Jackson list item.
Let's see.
Alan Benjamin list item.
Where do I want to go?
Alexa list item. Anne Murray list item. Barbara Streisand list item. Billie Eilish list item. Black Sabbath list item. Blake Shelton list item. Brooks Dunn list item.
I'm looking for a folder with one album in it.
Bruce Springsteen list item. Bruno Mars list. Bruno Mars and Callum Scott list. Bruno
Ooh,
Mars.
okay.
Manson. An Evening with Silk Sonic list item.
So we're going to press enter on this. Press the OK key on this. Oh. So one of the first improvements that they've made is now when you press the play stop key, it no longer says play and I think it was pause or stop. It no longer does that. So it's kind of smoother in that way. We're going to go into the menus with the menu key, which is to the top right below the Smart Connect key.
Menu opened. Explorer mode 0 log dialog menu item.
So we have Explorer mode,
Add to current playlist dialog menu item.
add to current playlist,
Save as playlist dialog menu item.
save as playlist,
Effect settings dialog menu item.
effect settings dialog,
Configuration star dialog menu item.
configuration,
Go to time 2 menu item.
go to time,
Go to %5 menu item.
go to percent,
Go to number 8 menu item.
go to number,
Play information 0 dialog menu item.
play information.
Movement unit settings dialog menu item.
Okay, movement unit settings. So this is something that has been apparently a popularly requested feature.
Movement unit
So
settings
we're going to go
dialog.
in here,
Go to one track on list item.
and you can now toggle all of these things that you were previously unable to toggle. So you can redo your navigation structure. So if I wanted to,
Go to 5 tracks on list item.
so go to 5 tracks. You can just use 3 and 9 as page up and page down in the media player to go
Off list item.
by 5 tracks. So we don't necessarily need that one.
Go to 10 tracks on list item.
Go to 10 tracks. I don't find myself using that one either, so
Off list item.
I'll just turn that off.
Go to first or last track on list item.
Again, you can use 1 or 7 to go to first or last track, so I'll just turn that
Off
off.
list item. Go to beginning or end on list item.
I don't really use that, but we'll keep it on actually.
5 seconds on this item.
5 seconds.
10 seconds on this item. 30 seconds on this item. 1 minute on this item. 3 minutes on this item.
I don't use 3 minutes.
Off list item. 5 minutes on this item. 10 minutes on this item.
We'll turn that one off.
Off list item. 15 minutes on this item.
We'll turn that one off.
20 minutes on this item. Off list item. 30 minutes on this item. 1 hour on this item. Off list item.
And there you have it. So we'll press enter. And that has now been saved.
Go to beginning or end.
So
Go to 1 track.
now all we have is go to 1 track,
Go to beginning or end.
beginning or end,
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
10 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 minute. 5 minutes. 30 minutes. Go to 1 track. Go to beginning or end. Go to 1 track.
Much better and much cleaner, I feel, at least for my use case.
An evening with Silk Sonic list item.
So I just press the cancel key to get out of there. And what we're going to do now
Bruno Mars, Anderson, A Great Big World
is
list
go
item.
to the top,
Is there anybody out there list item?
and we'll click on is there anybody out there from a great big world, because now we will now go create a new playlist. Those are you can add to playlist or create a playlist, and those two are new options here in the media player.
Menu opened. Add to current play. Save as playlist dialog menu item.
So we're going to save as playlist.
Save as playlist dialog. File name, : Is there anybody out there, _ edit box. Plural.
So I'm just going to clear that text box, and I'm just going to call this all music.
A. L. L. Space. N. U. S. I. B.
Oops.
B. C.
And press OK.
Save complete.
So now we can go to
Menu opened. Explorer mode 0 log dialog menu item.
Explorer mode, and
Add to current playlist dialog menu
Or
item.
actually, we can do add to current playlist.
Add to current playlist dialog. 01 Rockstar MP3. Is there any when the morning comes list item?
And do when the morning comes.
12 files added to playlist.
12 files added to
01 Rockstar
playlist.
MP3. Current time.
So
00,
now,
00,
whoa,
01. Total time. 0003 56. Current track number 1. Total track number 25. Play status. Pause.
So we're paused. So now we'll go to the menu again.
Menu opened. Add to current playlist dialog menu item.
And add to current playlist.
Add to current playlist dialog.
And we're going to back out of
01
here.
Rockstar MP. Is there anybody? A great big world list. Adele list item.
And we're going to select everything from here.
Select all.
So we're going to hold down 0.
Select current to end.
Select current to end, and we'll press OK. And now we wait for all of these songs to add. So I'm going to pause the recording and come back when all of this happens. So when that happens, I will come back. All right, that took a while, but it added all of these tracks to the playlist. And so what that allows me to do now is do things like shuffle and repeat and things like that, and it will save my position in the playlist. So if I were to
Repeat 5. Repeat on. Repeat off. Shuffle on.
shuffle and press the right arrow, and then press the mode key,
Media player 14 long way down. Feet. Draw tree. MP3. Current time 00:00:05. Total time 00:04:23. Current track number 6,839. Total track number 13,720. Play status. Play.
so we got 13,000 some odd tracks. And if I just keep pressing the right arrow, got some live stuff. Okay.
Is there anybody out there list item?
Okay, and I just pressed the cancel key. But you can load this playlist from the file manager now, because I believe there is
The Great Big
a
World list item.
playlist folder in here.
Ed Osmond list. Joni Mitchell list. Neil Diamond list item. Tim McGraw list item.
Oops.
Neil Diamond. Nicole. Mel. Olivia. One Direct. Ozzy Osbourne. Pete Seeger list item. Playlists list. Prince list. Playlists list item.
Yep, so we have playlists. So
All music M3U media file list item.
we could load this all music file if we really wanted to. But I'm not going to do that because that's going to take forever. But I will show you something else that's cool.
Playlists list item. Music list item.
So I'm going to go up to the
Alarms list item. APKs list. Audio tutorials list item. Audiobooks list item.
audiobooks folder,
Buckley list item. Harry Potter list item. Playlists list item.
and I've created a playlists for these. But
SensePlayer tutorial MP3 list item.
so let's say I want to create
Revive list item.
an audiobook for We're Alive Season 1.
S1 list item.
So we're going to click enter on S1. Oh dear. It appears to be loading, but I guess it's loading from the playlist that I had started before. That might be a problem.
S1 list item. 01 it begins MP3 me.
Let's try and make this play. I don't know why it's not playing. Might be a slight issue with the media player. And if that's the case, I can show you a different feature. And then we'll come back to the media player. Oh my. Well. Maybe I threw a little too much at it.
Modern Myth Productions.
Oh, no, I got it. Okay.
File manager.
So I'm
File
going
manager.
to go back in.
Flash disk list item. SD list item. APKs list item. Audiobooks list. Weekly list item.
and
We're
go
live
to
list
We're
item.
Live
S1 list item.
and click S1.
Modern Myth Productions presents.
Okay.
Media player 01 and begins MP3. Current time 00:00:03. Total time 10:24:26. Current track number 1. Total track number 12. Play status plus.
Okay. So here we are, and we are going to now go through the menu.
Menu opened. Explorer 10 log dialog. Add to current playlist dialog. Saves audiobook dialog menu item.
And now we can save as audiobook. And what that allows us to do is save this particular folder in the audiobooks folder as an audiobook playlist. And that way it will disable things like shuffle and I think some sort of repeat feature maybe. And it will save your place. It will save marks and things. And it is a really cool feature that will save your position and everything. So I'm going to click enter on this.
Saves audiobook dialog. File name, S1 edit box. 1, S,
And I'm going to type WA.
W, A, space, 1, S, space, A, W, A, space, F, 1.
WAS1. And I'll press enter
Save complete.
and save complete. Now I actually don't want this playlist, this audiobook
S1
playlist,
list item.
because I want to make
We're live list item.
We're Live an entire audiobook. But in order for me to do that, I need to,
SensePlayer tutorial MP3 list item.
I guess, reinitialize the media player at some point. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure it out.
Playlists list item.
So I'm going to go to Playlists
Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets, M3U, WA-S1, M3U media file list item.
and delete WAS1.
Delete WA-S1, M3U. Yes, combo, deleting. Deleted. SensePlayer tutorial MP3, M3U media file list item.
Okay. So now
File.
we're going to get out of the file manager and we're going to go to Podcasts.
Podcasts. Creating feed list. Feed list creation complete. Feed. SenseCast list item.
And we're going to go to
Eyes on successful host feeder. Nancy Torpy list item.
not that feed.
Help. Here is the thing. This. The parade music history. Eyes. Living blindfully. Map for the blind. Map for. Living blindfully list item.
We'll go to Living Blindfully
Feed.
with
Living blindfully list item.
Jonathan Mosen's podcast.
Episode. Listener share their smart TV recommendations. Remember and discontinued iOS apps. And the new activated Braille display for help tech not downloaded list item.
And we'll go down a little bit.
More on Oppo and access. Apple locks blind podcast creators out of month. A Vision Pro re-up. Does Apple's Vision Pro mark a new era of accessibility? More on the justification for Bookshare and our access to Reddit is under threat knockdown. Recapping Apple's WWDC 2023. Apple's accessibility bugs. Can Bookshare be justified in an era of Apple Books and Kindle? And the CEO of Accessibility says his start. Do audiology companies understand the needs of blind hearing aid wearers? Is Bookshare's subscription increase excessive? And the Zoom and tuning track is Apple's accessibility announcements. Google's Music LM. Microsoft's audio transcription. Recap. Does Apple's Vision Pro mark a new era of a Vision Pro reality check? More on the stream with SensePlayer. Akko promises access to tracking
Here we go.
signals. And a new Beatles song partially played list item.
And we're going to press enter on this.
Checking the download file.
From Wellington, New Zealand to the world, it's the Living Blindfully podcast. Living your best life with blindness or low vision.
And so we're going to pause that.
10 seconds. 30 seconds.
I want to point out that you can also change the movement navigation settings in the document reader, the Daisy player, the podcasts, and I believe recordings as well. You can change the movement navigation in those areas.
10 seconds.
So I'm going to move
5
up
seconds.
here,
Chapter.
and we have chapter. So we're going to go to the right.
I did want to follow up on the Bloodstock Apple, the Bookshare discussion, some reaction to the we've been talking about it. Hey, good looking. More on the Book Sense and the Victor Reader stream. Now this email from Rich Yamamoto who says, "Hi Jonathan, I'm writing to give my impressions of the SensePlayer.
So you can navigate through this podcast based on the chapter marks in the file. And this is really cool because for podcasts like this that are a bit longer, and by a bit longer I mean about 2 hours, it's very easy to navigate to the parts that you're interested in and the things that you want to hear about. Now the one drawback is it automatically starts playing the chapter, which is fine, but you don't necessarily get to hear the you don't necessarily get to hear the title of the chapter. So that's one thing to think about when looking at this. Maybe you can do it with the mode key?
Podcasts. Current time 00:42:02. Total time 02:00:03.
No. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. For some reason, it doesn't read chapter titles, and maybe I'm just not figuring out how to do that. But that is definitely a really cool feature, and I do like that indeed. I like that it's you're able to access this thing and navigate through chapters. You can do this with Mystic Access and some other podcasts as well. Living Blindfully and Mystic Access are the two that I know of that for sure have chapters in their podcasts at the moment. So we're going to close out of the podcasts feed, or out of the podcast application. And we're going to go to Web Radio. Now, the one thing I want to show you in here
Channel list, Got Radio, the 50s 130 this item.
Is the ability to organize your channels.
Got Radio, the 60s to 130 this item.
So we're going to navigate down here.
Got Radio, Disco Wall, 70s, 80s Radio 4, Got Radio, the 80s 5 130 this item. Got Radio, Rockin' 86 130 this item. Disco Wall, 70s, 80s Radio 4 130 this item.
So I want to move this disco ball down so that the Got Radios are all together. So I'm going to press the number 2.
Use the arrow keys to navigate to the channel below the position you want to move to, and press number 2 again.
So we want to use the arrow keys to navigate to the channel below the position we want to move this to, and then press the number 2 to move it. So we're going to arrow down.
Got Radio, Got Radio, the 97 1, Got Radio 90s Ultra, 1 FM, top hits 2, Got Radio, today's hits, top 40, Got Radio, today, Got Radio, Love Radio www.love, 1 FM, Sun, Love Radio www.love, Got Radio 13 130 this item.
Okay, so now we're going to press 2.
Channel moved successfully.
And now if we up arrow.
Love Radio www, Disco Wall, 70s, 80s Radio 13 130 this item.
And then
Got Radio, today's 1 FM, top hits 2.
we're going to move this 1 FM.
Disco Wall, 7, Love Radio, Disco Wall, channel moved successfully. 1 FM, top hits 2013 130 this item.
So yeah, you can move these around at your leisure and do what you want with them. I wanted to put all the Got Radios together.
1 FM, Got Radio, Soft Rock Cafe 15 130 this item.
Okay.
Got Radio, Classic Rock 16, Got Radio, Rocks, Got Radio, Ultra, Got Radio, Southern, Got Radio, 1 FM, Absolute Country Hits, Folk Music Netbook, Got Radio, Folklore 24 130 this item.
Okay, well, Got Radio's kind of all over the place, but I'll work on moving those later. But I wanted to show you that you could do that, and I think that's really cool because that keeps things in my head more organized. I understand why Hymns organized it this way, and it makes a lot of sense for the SensePlayer, no pun intended. But it just, for me, I was just like, man, I wish you could move this because I want all of the same like providers in one area, like 1FM, Got Radio, my Venom stations that I added. I purposefully put them in the order I wanted to put those in because I knew I could do that through M3U. So that was easy because I just added those through my computer, and that worked out just fine. So we're going to go to the home menu again,
Web Radio,
and we're going to go to Bookshare,
File Manager, Flash Disk,
the Bookshare folder, I'm sorry, on my SD card.
SD list, Android list item, Daisy list item, Bookshare list item.
We're going to pass it apparently.
Because I said so, the truth behind the myths. I am Ozzy No Edition information list item. The Elton John official autobiography No Edition information list item.
And we're going to open Me, Elton John official autobiography with the OK key.
Me. Notice. Begin reading. Table of contents.
Okay, so we're going to pause that, and we're going to go to the menu.
Menu opened. Explorer 10 log dialog menu item. Move by time 2 dialog menu. Move by heading 4. Move by percent 5 dialog menu item. Move by page 6 dialog menu. Daisy settings star dialog menu item. Search word 8 dialog menu item.
And we're going to go
Playback information 0.
to
Movement unit settings dialog menu item. Explorer 10 log.
Daisy settings.
Daisy settings star dialog menu item. Daisy settings dialog. Set speed 5 list item.
So we can set the speed.
Set pitch 5 list item. Set volume 10 list list item.
Set the pitch, set the
Voice
volume.
name, English spelling list item.
And you can change the voice name. Now this is an Elton John book, so I don't think this is on a per book basis, which that would be kind of cool. Is it like if you could set this up on a per book basis?
English Samantha list item.
But let's say
English Scotland Fiona list. UK English Daniel list item. UK English Oliver list item. UK English Serena list item. English Australia Karen list. English Australia Lee list. UK English Malcolm list item.
I want Malcolm, so I'm gonna press enter on that.
Contents. About the author. Photos. Copyright page. Thank you for buying this. St. Martin's Press ebook. The author and publisher have provided this ebook. This book is dead. Prologue. 1. Prologue.
Here we go.
I was on stage at the Latino Club in South Shields when I realized I couldn't take it anymore. It was one of those supper clubs that were all over Britain in the 60s and 70s.
So yes, you can change the voice and do things like that. And because this is an Elton John book and because I have an Ozzy Osbourne book, I like that I can just have a British voice read those books. And if I want to read something else, I can do that. It's just that easy. And you can do that in the document reader as well, and do things like that. So we're going to exit out of everything and go back to the main menu. The other thing that I would like to discuss is the fact that the global options have been modified. So what happened here is that they were set to, they were kind of all over the place, the global options were. And that is somewhat interesting to deal with. And so they decided to regroup and recategorize them into more cohesive and better to navigate ways, categories and such. So if I press and hold the menu key to go to the global options.
Global options dialog. Sleep mode kick in. 10 minutes list item.
So we have sleep mode kick in at the top.
Time announcement every hour list item.
Time announcement every hour.
Date time output time list item.
Date time output time.
Control information after this item.
So we have all of these things that are kind of grouped together. So the sleep mode and the time and the time announcement and the date and time readout.
Index reporting off list item.
And then we have a new option in here called index reporting, which basically allows you to, if you turn that off, will prevent it from saying things like flash disk 1.2, audio 119, whatever, things like that. So like it removes the index feature from the HIMS applications, the SensePlayer applications that come with the device. Okay, so we're going to keep going down here.
Show folder type off list item.
Show folder type off.
Number of list items for each movement. 25 list item. System alerts. Beep list item.
And then all the alerts are together.
Keypad alerts of list. Keypad sound setting. Play power on off sound on the battery alert. Beep list. Progress indicator. Beep. Alert sound volume. Make volume 15. Number block off list item.
So all of this is all pretty much grouped together in a way that's more. It makes more sense and it's easier to find things.
Cancel.
So I just pressed the cancel key to not deal with all of that stuff because I didn't want to modify any settings. Now, when we go through this screen reader, which is what we're going to do next, I want to show you the apps that I have installed and then how to install apps. We have an APK installer. And I have a folder of APKs that we can install something from. So I'm going to go through here and we're going to look at the apps that I have installed.
All apps.
So I'm going to navigate up to all apps.
Amazon Alexa.
So we have the Amazon Alexa app, which will let you use Alexa and cancel. Rude. I forgot that was on. But that will allow you to use the smart assistant that we all know and love. So that's great.
Amazon App Store.
We have the Amazon App Store, which allows you to download such things as Amazon Alexa, Amazon Music, Amazon Photos, Prime Video, things like that. You can download from here. You can also download,
Amazon Music.
not from here, but this is Amazon Music, which I also achieved or obtained from getting that from the Amazon App Store.
APK Pure.
You can get things from APK Pure, and this is cool because it will keep all of your stuff up to date, which is nice because that is important, being able to update your apps and keeping them up to date through something that isn't the Play Store. And I'll explain why it's not the Play Store here in a second.
Apple Music.
We have Apple Music, which I'm currently still trying to figure out, like how to do searches and stuff, because I can't get the search results to pop up like they're supposed to, so that's interesting. Audible, which is what I'm really happy about. I can finally play Audible apps, or Audible books, from the SensePlayer through the Audible program.
Bard Mobile.
We have Bard Mobile,
BBC Sounds.
BBC Sounds, which I do have an account for.
Chrome.
Chrome, you have to have this installed to do things with the Bookshare download. I know I didn't cover that here, but I will in a future video. I want to spend more time with that before I demonstrate it, because I want to figure some things out, and I want to know how to do different things, and how to access human narrated audiobooks. I don't know how to do that, but I would like to figure that out. So
Dropbox. Chrome.
okay, so Chrome, we have to have that to sign in to things like, I believe, Dropbox. Certain applications require you to use the Chrome browser to sign in through WebView, including, like I said, the Bookshare download because of the new API. Hymns can't just have their own sign-in protocol anymore. I'm trying to remember what I used to sign into this. I used it to sign into Spotify, which is slightly buggy at the moment. Not the most stable thing in the world, but it works. I used it to sign into Zoom. So it's used to sign into different things.
Dropbox.
You have Dropbox, the cloud storage, of course. You can sign into that and access your files through the Dropbox app.
Easy Reader.
Dolphin Easy Reader. You can use Dolphin Easy Reader on here, and that allows you to have access to Bookshare as well.
Speak.
So the reason that I have eSpeak on here, it comes in the app installer from Hymns, and the reason that you want that is for things like Bard Mobile, because some things are not natively spoken by the SensePlayer mobile screen reader, so it has to have somewhere to go to be able to speak, because if it can't speak, the program will not run, and that is no bueno. So we need eSpeak for that reason, and I will elaborate more on this after we finish going through these apps. So we have eSpeak, Lookout by Google, so you can use Google Lookout on here for scanning things, taking pictures, stuff like that. Netflix, we can use Netflix and watch movies and TV shows through there. Pandora, music and streaming, I haven't really played with that much. Sero, accessing stuff from the Serotech library through, it used to be SamNet, and now it's just, and then it turned into iBlink Radio, and then it was SamNet on the computer, and then iBlink moved to Sero, I think. I think they changed it to Sero after iBlink due to Blink being somewhat of a derogatory term, I think, is what ended up happening, and people got offended, and it was not a good time. So it was SamNet, then iBlink, still SamNet on desktop, and then it became Sero everywhere. So I have that installed. You can use Skype on here with the AI chat thing, I guess. I haven't really played with that, but it does exist and does work, apparently. Spotify, again, like I said, is slightly unstable at the moment. I am still working on figuring out how to use that. And Zoom, which is the meetings thing, of course. And now we have the app installer, and in here We have Chirp.
HRRP.
I don't know what Chirp is. It doesn't seem like it's Twitter client or anything. I have no idea what it is.
Learning a lot audiobooks list item.
And then Learning Ally audiobooks.
Chirp list item. Learning a lot audiobooks list item.
Learning Ally, of course, used to be RFB&D. I don't remember what RFB&D stood for, but it used to be RFBD. Now it's Learning Ally, and I believe this is the first player to have Learning Ally on it in a while, because you used to be able to play it RFBD books, Learning Ally books on things such as the BookSense, Bookport Plus, and I think it was Victor Reader Stream, but you had to have an authorization key, like you do with NLS, on the Victor Reader and the BookSense, the Blaze, and the Bookport and things like that. What's nice about having Bard Mobile on here is that you don't have to have an authorization key. You can just open Bard Mobile, sign in, and get your books, install, read, and then read them from the app. So you don't have to register it with the Bard website if you don't want to. I don't even think they do have a way to authorize it with the SensePlayer natively. I think you have to use Learning Ally, or not Learning Ally, the Bard mobile app. But let's say I want to install Learning Ally. I'm going to press enter on this.
Progress 5 speed 134.87 kilobyte. Progress 80 speed 739.13. Progress 80. Progress 90 speed 796. Progress 95 speed 112.33 kilobytes. Learning a lot. Download through. Installing Learning a lot audiobooks. Installation complete. Amazon Alexa.
Okay, and then it boots you out of the app installer. And then let's say I want to install Chirp. I can do that as well.
App download dialog. App Chirp list item.
Again, I have no idea what Chirp is. But it is now downloading. And
Progress 5 speed 3.2
there it
megabytes.
goes.
Chirp. Progress 10 speed 2.82 megabytes. Chirp APK 11.
And for some reason, this one is taking quite the time to load. I don't remember
Progress 15
this.
speed 2.38 megabytes. Chirp APK 11.
I don't remember this being that big of an application, but maybe it was. But now we're sitting here, listening to it do its thing, and I can.
Progress 20 speed 17.41 megabytes. Chirp APK 11.
Oops. And I don't know if you can cancel an app download, but
Progress 25 speed 2.03 megabytes. Chirp APK 11.
this is so slow. I don't understand.
Progress 30 speed 100.
Oh, there it goes.
Kilobytes. Chirp APK 11.
Oh, there it goes, I think. This also could be the hymns server acting funny,
Progress 35 speed 2.87 megabytes. Chirp APK 11.
because my Wi-Fi speed is going kind of crazy right now. Yeah. One thing that I would like to see.
Progress 40 speed 4.8. Progress 45 speed 4.08
Oh,
megabytes. Chirp
here we
APK
go.
11.
All right, it's kind of moving along here. One of the things that I would like to see is the ability to install these apps on your SD card. The cool thing about Bard Mobile is it asked you where you wanted to store your books, and I selected my 1 terabyte SD card, which is sitting in my SensePlayer right now, just chilling. And I would like to see the ability to do that. I don't know if you can do the app installer. I don't know if you can, but you should be able to, and that would be really cool, especially if you don't have a lot of space on your SensePlayer, which you should. It's a 64 gigabyte player, so if you don't, I don't know what you did, but you should. But that's neither here nor there. And
Progress
then
80 speed 5.
after
Progress 85 speed
this is
5.81 megabytes.
done,
Turn APK
I will show
11.
you how to uninstall. I will also show you what happens if you try to
Progress 90 speed
look at anything in the
140.52
app
kilobytes.
installer
Turn APK 11.
and there's nothing there because you installed everything, because that's important to know.
Progress 95 speed. Download complete. Installing chirp. Installation complete. Amazon Alexa.
Okay, well that took an extremely long time.
App installer.
I have no idea why, but
There is no new application. Amazon Alexa.
okay. So now we're gonna go to Chirp,
Amazon app. AP. Apple. Audible. Barcode. BBC. Chirp. Chrome. Chirp.
and since I have no idea what this is, I'm just gonna delete it.
Uninstall chirp. Yes combo
I'm
box.
just gonna uninstall it.
Amazon Alexa.
And now, if I go into the app installer,
App download dialog. App chirp list item.
we'll see that Chirp is the only thing
Chirp
here.
list item. Chirp list item. Chirp list item.
You can't go into the menu,
Amazon
you
Alexa.
can't do anything like that, so it appears as though everything just installs to your flash disk. Okay, so now let's look at how to install APKs from the file manager. So we're going to go
Netflix. Lookout.
to Lookout and delete it.
Uninstall lookout. Yes combo box. Amazon Alexa.
And now we're going to go to the file manager
File manager. Flash disk list item.
and go to the SD card,
SD. Android list APKs list item.
APKs,
Amazon app APK. APK purely March 1919. Lookout. Assisted vision 3.0 reveal 20.
and then we have Lookout, Assisted Vision. So we're going to press enter on Lookout, or OK. I keep saying enter.
Installing lookout. Installation complete. Amazon app APK unknown file type list item.
The other thing I want to point out is it says here that it's an unknown file type, and that essentially is nothing to worry about in this case, because what that it means is that it's an unknown file. It doesn't know how to play the file, if that makes any sense. The file manager is designed to open and play files, open files in their designated players.
File manager.
But it can't do that if there is no player for an unknown file. If it doesn't know what kind of what the file type means, so if it doesn't know what a specific thing means, then it usually can't open it, with the exception of APKs, because APKs are Android package kits, I think, is what that stands for. And so what that allows one to do is just install it and sideload, and that works just fine. So I want to quickly explain why you need things like eSpeak, because I want to explain that before I demonstrate Bard Mobile. So the reason you need eSpeak as a synthesizer is because, like I said, the mobile screen reader from HIMS doesn't have a built-in system voice. So Bard Mobile requires a Google specific engine, TTS engine, and so that could be eSpeak or Eloquence or proper vocalizer that uses the vocalizer from the Play Store or something. This is not a certified Android device, okay? So what that means is that it is not going to work like your Braille Sense or your Braille Note or something like that. It's not Google certified because it wasn't cost effective. It doesn't make sense to do that for a device like this that's supposed to be a multiplayer, a multimedia player. There's no real reason to do that, so it's not, and it's also 2 a.m. So that's great. I should probably go to bed soon. But anyways, so because it's not that way, it's not going to work like you think it will. So there's a lot of limitations. One being that obviously now you can't access Google Play services. So things like YouTube, for some reason, will not run, but Google Lookout will run. I have no idea why, but yeah, it's unfortunate that YouTube doesn't run because I really like YouTube and I wanted to use it on the thing, but I'm unfortunately unable to do that except through Smart Connect with my iPhone, which is okay, not a big deal. I can work with it. But anyways, so because it's not Google certified, the Google TTS engine does not exist. Go figure. So it has to have some sort of TTS engine on board, otherwise it won't run for the self-voicing things that it does. So a lot of times you will not hear eSpeak speak, I suppose is the best way to put that, but you will hear it. Do some things in Bard Mobile, especially. Like the loading screen and the long presses and things like that, like on the rewind and fast forward keys. So I want to now go ahead and go to All Apps.
All apps. Amazon Alexa.
And we're going to explore Bard Mobile. So we're going to go down.
Amazon APK. Apple Music. Audible. Bard Mobile.
We'll explore Audible and Bard Mobile.
Bard Mobile.
So we'll go into Bard Mobile.
Loading.
And you heard eSpeak say loading.
Image button. Now reading.
Now we are at now reading.
Button recently read. Button more options.
And now I'm using the left and right arrows to go through here.
Button bookshelf. Tab 1. Button get books. Tab 2 of 4. Button setting. Selected now reading. Atomic habits. Tiny changes. Remarkable results. An easy proven way to build good habits. Break bad ones out of list.
So we have Atomic Habits. That's fine and good. That is what I've been reading recently. But for this demonstration, I want to go to my bookshelf. So I'm going to navigate back to the left and go to the bookshelf.
Selected.
And
Button audiobooks. Button audio magazines. Button audiobooks 3.
and go to audiobooks. I have 3 books out
Audiobooks
here.
filter.
Okay.
Button more info. Button because I said so. The truth behind the myths. Tales and warnings every generation passes down to its kids Jennings. And 8 hours, 9 minutes.
So this is a Ken Jennings book, Because I Said So.
Button Planet Funny. How comedy can
And-
enter our culture Jennings. 10 9 hours, 12 minutes.
And Planet Funny by Ken Jennings as well. And Atomic Habits by James Clear. So let's go to, we'll go to Because I Said So.
Button because I said so. The truth behind the myths. Tales and warnings every generation passes down to its kids Jennings. And 8 hours, 9 minutes.
And I'm just going to press the OK key.
Now reading. Now reading out of list.
So now I'm going to press the number 7 key,
Button increase speed.
and that takes me to the bottom of the page, or of the app, and we have the increase speed button,
Button speed.
and I'm going to navigate left,
Button decrease speed.
and then we have decrease speed. Now above this we have our transport controls.
Button
So
fast forward.
we have fast forward,
Button play. Button
play,
rewind.
and rewind. And then above that we have our navigation.
Button next. Button current level button previous. Button current level chapter jump by.
So I know that in these sets of 3, play is in the middle, jump by is in the middle, and speed is in the middle. So if I want to go to the play button from this jump by button, instead of arrowing to the right 3 times, I can just press the down arrow
Button play.
once, and I get to the play button. Now, you can do that, or you can just navigate with the left and right arrows, whatever works for you. And I'm just going to play this.
Media control.
This isn't a hypothetical exercise, like modeling particles in the Big Bang. The world is full of real raindrops.
So
real
now,
industrial-
let's say I want to go
in
to the
parking
next
lot
chapter.
Button current level chapter jump by. Button next.
I use the up arrow and the right arrow to go to the next button.
Dig up. Put on a sweater. I'm cold. Autumn and winter. Don't make me get the other thermometer. Sickness unto bark.
So now we're going to go to the stop button.
Starve a fever.
And the beauty of this is that the focus stays exactly where it was before. So you can just press the play stop button if you don't plan on moving around. You can just press it and it won't really do anything horrible to you, which is really nice because then there's very basic navigation. Now you can also do things like let's say I want to go to the navigation slider. I'll press the up arrow.
Chapter jump by. Sleep off. Slider 16. Progress bar 1 hours. 22
Okay.
minutes. 7 seconds and 8 hours. 9 minutes. 15 seconds. Slide upper
And
slide down to adjust.
now we're going to press and hold the voice control button, which is above the volume key, and press the down arrow.
Initializing settings.
Or not.
Main volume 13. Main volume 14. Main volume 15.
My apologies. I did this wrong.
Voice volume. Voice rate. Voice rate. Voice rate 8. Voice rate 7. Voice pitch. Main volume 15.
Okay, it's the voice control and the volume and the up and down arrows,
Sleep off.
I think.
Slider 16. Progress bar 1 hours, 22 minutes, 7 seconds and 8 hours, 9 minutes.
Oh no,
15
it is
seconds, slide down to adjust.
voice control and the the down button on the volume side. I just held the voice control down too long and it initialized the voice settings. Did not know you could do that.
Sleep off. Slider 11. Progress bar 56 minutes, 15 seconds and 8 hours, 9 minutes.
So then
15 seconds,
it's
slide
not-
over, slide down to adjust.
It's not going to say anything, but I can just press and hold the voice control and go up.
Sleep off. Slider 21. Progress bar 1
And we
hours,
have slider
45 minutes.
21.
Buttons. Button sleep.
So if I want
Button
to
previous.
go to
Button play.
play, just so you can hear this in action,
Button.
Spattered on the side
Nothing but
with
so.
plastic
Relax 1 hours, 45 minutes, 30. Button navigation.
where they are watching
11.
SpongeBob.
Slider 21. Progress bar 1 hours, 45 minutes, 17 seconds and 8 hours, 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Slide over, slide down to adjust.
Not pets. Silent movie running. Silent movie count and all. Not people.
Button sleep.
Not
Button previous.
pets.
Button-
Poison
button
control
stop.
centers say that you'd have to eat about 600 poinsettia leaves.
so that's how that works. You can also do things with long pressing. So if you press the 0 key on, say, the rewind button,
20 seconds.
it's going to rewind 20 seconds
1 minute.
or 1 minute. So it's a double tap and hold
5
basically, or a
minutes.
long press. So
15 minutes.
let's say I'm good at 15 minutes. I'll just press it again. And it stopped. Now I can just hold it. And that actually might be doing something else. I might be thinking of something different for that. Oh, I'm thinking the start key. So if I press the start key, I can change the name of this label for the rewind key.
Add label. Edit box label text.
So I could do that. I don't want to because that would be weird, but I'll just cancel it.
Show SensePlayer braille keyboard.
No.
Keyboard hit.
No.
Bar mobile.
There you go.
Button fast forward.
Okay.
Button play.
So if I go to rewind and I just press and hold 0, does that do anything? I thought it did.
Button play. Button rewind.
Ooh. No, but Grandpa says I was conceived in one.
Well, all right then. It does not do anything. I thought it did for some reason, but it does not. So now I can just press the cancel key to get out of Bard Mobile.
Please press back button again to exit back. Amazon App Store.
Okay, and now we're back in the All Apps. So let's go to Audible.
Amazon APK Cure. Apple Music. Audible. Audible. SensePlayer Launcher.
Oops. And we have the
Amazon
SensePlayer
Alexa.
launcher,
Audible. Audible.
and then it launches Audible through Amazon Alexa for some reason.
Button top pick for You Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Enhanced edition by Jeff Cuddy. Button search.
And I want to go to my library.
Button profile. Tab 404 in list. 4 items.
So I can hit the number 7 key and go to the left
Button discover. Tab 3 of 4. Button library. Tab 2 of 4.
and hit library.
Button search.
And now I'll use the down arrow.
Radio button unchecked. Finished. Button sort by recent download list. Button more options for the lives of Brian and list. Button the story of my life is downloaded and ready to play by Helen Keller, narrated by Amy J. Johnson. 16 hours 52 minutes.
So I have the story of my life by Helen Keller.
Button the Lost Heroes ready to download by Rick Brown. Button We'll Always Have Summers ready to download by Jenny Hahn, narrated by Christopher Brennan. Button the Lost. Button It's Not Summer Without You is ready to download by Jenny. Button the Tyrant's Tomb is ready to download. Button Black Klansman is ready to download. Button the Burning Base is ready to.
So
Button Merlin Mission.
let's see.
Button Merlin Mission. Button Title the Library. Selected Library. Tab 2. Button Merlin Mission Collect. Button Merlin Mission Collection is ready.
There we go.
Button Merlin Mission Collection. Button more options for Merlin Mission
There's a
Collection.
bunch of Merlin mission ones that I
Button
have.
Prophecy is ready to download.
Okay.
Button from Percy Jackson. Camp Half-Blood Confident. Button Title The Lives of Brian.
Nope.
Button from Percy Jackson. Button more Button The Trials of Apollo. Book 1. The Hidden Door. Button Blood of Olympus is ready to download by. more options for the blood of
I have so many books,
Button the House of Hades is ready to download
like
by
a bunch.
Button the Mark of Athena is ready to download by Button title The Lives of Button
No.
the Mark of Athena.
Oh my gosh.
Button more options. Button the Heroes of Olympus. Button Magic Treehouse collection is ready. Button more options for Magic Treehouse.
So let's say
Button Percy Jackson the Olympians is
I
ready.
want
Button Magic
to
Treehouse collection.
get to,
Button more options. Button P.S. I Still Love You is ready to download by Button. Button Always and Forever. Lara Jean is ready to. Button more options for Always and Forever. Button To All the Boys I Loved Before is ready to download.
I want
by
To All the
Jen
Boys I
Bond,
Loved
8
Before.
hours, 44 minutes.
So I'm going to press OK on this,
To All the Boys I Loved Before.
and it is now downloading.
Button 27 megabytes of 120. Button To All the Boys I Loved Before is downloaded by Jenny Hong rated by Ali on ready to play. Button 82 megabytes of 123
And it
megabytes.
says it's downloading, but it's also ready to play.
All out of list.
Whoa.
Button search.
Okay,
Radio
so
button unchecked.
now I have to go
Button
back
sent by recent out of list.
down.
Button 10 hours, 34
And we
minutes left in list.
have-
Button Blood of Olympus is ready to download by Rick Ryan narrated by Nick. Button The Trials of Apollo.
and we have to
Radio
go
button unchecked.
all the
Times.
way
Button
back.
The Trials of Apollo.
Oh gosh, this is not going to be fun.
Button wish list. Button authors. Button series. Button genres. List 200. Radio button checked. All title. List 221 titles out of list.
I have 221 books.
Radio button unchecked. Radio button unchecked. Button sold by recent out of list.
One could
Button
say
button copyrighted by Gavin Castle.
I have a
Button
lot
options from Always Have Summer.
of books.
Button The
So
Lost Heroes ready. Button The Story of My Life is downloaded and ready to. Button The Lives of Brian is. Button To All the Boys I Loved Before is downloaded and ready to play by Jenny Hong narrated by Ali on 8 hours 44 minutes.
so let's say I want to read this. I'll just press the select key.
Media control.
This is one.
Button more options.
Recorded books and
Button To All the Boys I Loved Before is
RBT
downloaded and ready to play by Jenny Hong narrated by
All
Ali
the
on
Boys
8
I
hours
Now.
44 minutes.
Before by Jenny Hong.
I can
Narrated
pause
by
this
Ali On.
with, I believe, pressing and holding the OK key and 0.
For my sister, Susan. Pond Girls Forever. I like to save things. Not important
That doesn't
things
work
like
here?
whales
Okay.
or people or the
So we're going to go to the pause button.
Porcelain.
Okay.
Button jump back 30 seconds.
Now
Button title To All the Boys I Loved Before.
we're gonna
No long.
go
Hours, 8
to
hours,
the-
44 minutes left at 1.00 speed left. Double tap to open the player.
we're going to click this to open the player.
Audible. Button more menu. Button minimize player.
And now I can minimize the player if we wanted to.
Button more menu.
But I'm going to press the 7 key again to go to the
Bookmarks.
bottom. And we have bookmarks, timer,
Button car.
car,
Button speed 1. Button
speed,
next chapter.
next
Button
chapter,
jump forward 30
jump
seconds.
forward,
Button play.
play. So I believe, yeah, for some reason the global media commands don't work in Audible, which is unfortunate. But the nice thing about this, and what's nice about this using third-party apps, is I can just press play,
Bells. The kind you get
and I
in
can
souvenir
lock the
shops.
SensePlayer.
Cookie cutters you'll never use. Because who needs a cookie in the shape of a foot? Ribbons for my hair.
And I'll
love
unlock it.
letters. Of all the things I save, I guess you could say my love letters are my most prized possession.
Button jump forward 30. Button pause.
I keep
And
my
it still
letters in
stays on the
a
pause
box
key,
my
or on the
mom
pause
bought me
button.
from a vintage
So now I just pressed pause, and that is, it's that simple to find your Audible books and navigate and do things like that. I forgot to mention that in Bard Mobile it works just fine. For some reason it doesn't work here. I don't know why. It doesn't work in Audible. I think it works in Apple Music. Yes, it works in Apple Music and it works in Spotify, but it doesn't work in Audible for some weird reason I don't understand. But you can use, you can hold down the OK key and press 0 to pause. Star and 0, or star and OK held down, it will rewind and or go to the previous track, and pressing and holding the OK key and tapping the pound key will go forward either a track or in audio in something like Bard. I wonder if this
Go
works.
downtown. When I'm done, they aren't love letter things like whales or people or the environment.
Okay, so the back and forward commands work fine, but the play stop one doesn't. I don't know why, but that's interesting. So we'll just, this one's a little bit more complicated to exit, so we'll just go home. We'll just hit the home key.
File manager.
And the final thing I want to show you is the new feature in the power off dialog. So we'll go to that now by pressing and holding the power key.
Restart combo box.
We have power off, restart,
Cancel combo
and
box.
cancel.
Power off combo box.
So
Restart combo box.
I want to restart.
Restart.
And that is essentially the SensePlayer version 2.0 update. Like I said, there's stuff with the Bookshare program as well that I want to show you and I want to address, but I haven't had enough time to play with that one yet to be fully comfortable with it, to demonstrate. But Audible, Apple Music, Bard Mobile I've used and I really like. Like I said, Apple Music is being kind of strange with searching at the moment. I don't know why I can't invoke a proper search. That's very strange and very unfortunate at the moment. But I really like this update. There's a lot of things that were fixed that I am really glad to see. And even software 1.0 was stable for the US market. Let's see. Wow. Okay, my Wi-Fi connected, my SD card mounted, and here we are
File manager.
at the file manager. So that is how to restart the SensePlayer, I suppose, if you really care. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just power this off.
Power off combo box.
Actually,
Cancel
really
combo
quick,
box.
I want to show
File
you
manager.
that you can now rename your device in the Bluetooth manager. So I'm going to press and hold the Bluetooth key.
Bluetooth manager. Pair new device phone.
So you can pair a new device.
MB212 list item.
I have the devices here.
JBL charge 322 list item.
And if I go to the menu,
Menu opened. Pair new device menu item.
you can pair a new device,
Connect menu item. Change device. Connect menu item.
connect,
Change device name menu item.
and you can change device name.
Delete profile menu. Change
So
device name menu
I'm going to
item.
press OK
Change
on
device
this.
name dialog. Device name, SensePlayer OCR 348 edit box.
So we're going to just call this, we're going to clear this out,
Clear all.
and I'm going to name this,
Uppercase letters. Capital R, lowercase letters. I. C. H. Symbols, numbers. Uppercase letters, lowercase letter symbols.
oh gosh, I don't remember how to do the apostrophe.
Tilde. Tilde. Dash. Dash. Period. Period. Exclamation. Exclamation.
Nope, none of those.
Apostrophe. Apostrophe.
Oh, it's the three key
Apostrophe.
ones.
Numbers. Lowercase letters. S. Space. Symbols. Uppercase letters. Capital lowercase letters. E. N. S. E. Symbols. Numbers. Uppercase letters. Capital P. Lowercase letters. L. A. Y. E. R.
And press OK.
Device name changed successfully. JBL charge 322 list item.
And now my device is called Rich's SensePlayer, which falls in line with my AirPods, my Mac, my phone, my watch. Everything has my name in front of it. And I wanted to, I'm glad that I can do that here
File manager.
because now I have Rich's SensePlayer. So now I'm going to actually power this off
Power off combo box.
and press OK.
Power off.
And you will hear, or I will feel two vibrations here in a second. And the SensePlayer is shut off and ready to go. So I really hope you enjoyed this video on the new features of SensePlayer version 2.0. I really am happy with how this update turned out. I was happy with software version 1.0, but I don't know, something about this was really exciting for me. I think it was the fact that I could have the mobile screen reader do things and have third-party apps installed. There are some other things I want to talk about with that really quick. When you launch Google Chrome for the first time, it's going to throw this error at you that says, since Google Play Services is not installed, this app will not run, or will be unable to run. You click OK and it runs just fine. So it's just a random generic error that gets thrown at you. That also happens with Amazon Alexa and cancel. Good Lord, rude. That also happens with that app, and there are some limitations in that program. You can't use location services because that is a Google Play service. So you can't say like, what is the weather here? You have to say, what is the weather in Kansas City, or what is the weather in Daejeon, South Korea? What is the weather in Dallas, Texas? Pop quiz, those last two were HIMS locations. Anyway, you can't say things like that. You can't say like, what is the weather here? Because it's not going to know that because of the location services. So you have to say, what is the weather in Kansas City? What is the weather in Daejeon, South Korea? What is the weather in Dallas, Texas? So you have to say that. You have to be specific. Otherwise, it's going to freak out and not know what you're talking about. So keep that in mind. There are some things that won't run. Like I said, YouTube will not run for some unfortunate reason. Google Lookout will run for some strange reason, and they're both made by Google, so why that doesn't work is beyond me. But just things to keep in mind. There are limitations. Things are going to work just fine, and things aren't going to work, and that just happens with a device like this. There's nothing wrong. It's just the way it is. Every device has limitations. No device is better than the other, and I am, like I said, I'm very happy with this and what HIMS has done. I'm very glad that it's this way. So that's what I have here. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at rich@pwry.net. That's rich@pwry.net. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. You can also send a message in the comments, and I will reply there as well. And I will do Smart Connect. I promise I'll do Smart Connect. I know I said that in the last one, and I know I said that in the first one. I will do Smart Connect. I will make that a priority to cover and discuss. So I will do that. I promise. But for now, that is what I've got. Thank you very much for listening or watching, and I will see you in the next video.